time is the 4th of July. The place is America. It's our country's 200th birthday, and America is throwing a whopping big party. Everybody's invited. I mean everybody. You're invited. We're invited. I'm invited. The whole world's invited. Everybody's going. Everybody's welcome. Citizens, visitors, refugees, rich man, poor man, beggar man, thief, doctor, lawyer, merchant, chief, and kids, especially kids. Yes, we're going to a celebration. It's for our kids and for the kid in us, because there's something about a child that is essentially American. After all, it was someone's kids that grew up and made this bicentennial possible. And others that grew up to sign our Declaration of Independence. Another kid was born in this house, and he grew up to be the father of our country. And growing up wasn't easy, neither for the father of his country or his many sons of liberty. The war lasted 6 long years, 6 years of suffering and hardship, which put the Revolution and the Declaration of Independence to the test. Washington's troops lacked adequate shoes, sufficient gunpowder, clothing, medicines, and food. In one of his letters, he wrote, "It is with infinite pain that I inform Congress that we are reduced again to a situation of extremity for want of meat." Another kid who had grown up to become a soldier at Valley Forge had this to say in his diary. December 14th, poor food, hard lodgings, cold weather, nasty cookery, the devil's in it. Why are we sent here to starve and to freeze? Despite it all, they fought and fought hard. Many died. In the end, those men won the war and made possible our celebration 200 years later. So let's go to the celebration, America. It's going to be a big affair. Let's take a moment to remember those men, what they fought for, and their gifts to us. That the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. That all men are created equal, with certain inalienable rights. Among these, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. are seeing a lot of America this year, and lots of Americans are seeing us. You get a new perspective of your country up here. You begin to think how big it is. How old it is. How rich it is. But most of all, you think how beautiful it is. And how beautiful it must have been then, when the kids at Hart rang the bell so hard they cracked it. American liberty carries no guarantee that it is indestructible, but we have survived a lot of cracks. We even survived trying to make the world safe for democracy back when some of our parents were kids. We almost didn't survive a war with ourselves. As Walt Whitman said, the hands of the sisters, death and night, incessantly wash again, and ever again this soiled world, for my enemy is dead. A man as divine as myself is dead. Kids fought over issues of liberty and definitions of human rights before they were old enough to grow beards. Yes, there have been lots of cracks. But so far, we're surviving. We're still here to celebrate our bicentennial. What was probably the first crack appeared only 4 years after the peace was signed. An unexpected rebellion threatened the infant nation of 13 states. Veterans of Valley Forge could not collect even their pitiful army pay of 22 cents a day, and some lost at public sale the very homes they had fought for. Others were thrown into prison for debt. Paper money issued by the Continental Congress was worthless, and the Confederation had no power to collect taxes, nor could they pay the public debt or even defend the country in case of attack. Washington had this to say about Shays' rebellion. Good God, who besides a Tory could have foreseen, or a Briton predicted, these disorders? I am mortified beyond expression when I view the clouds that have spread over the brightest morn that ever dawned in any country. On the other hand, Thomas Jefferson saw a plus value in Captain Shays' insurgents, a lesson to be learned about democracy and the right of man. He wrote, "I like a little rebellion now and then. The spirit of resistance to government is so valuable on occasion that I wish it to always be kept alive. It will often be exercised wrong, but better so than not to be exercised at all. But rebellion wasn't purely an American idea. No, sir. A young fellow watching sails appear over the horizon opposed the universally accepted idea of a flat Earth. Copernicus rebelled against the authorities and scholars who believed the Earth was the center of the universe. Even the Wright brothers had to rebel against their father's rock-firm belief. If man was meant to fly, the Creator would have provided him with a set of wings. But it took the kids who grew up and became known as those rebel Americans to invent a free country, along with a system of government that would last and last and last. One of the reasons it lasted through to the present time is our armed forces, the Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, and oh yes, the new kid on the block, the Air Force. Could almost say we were meant to be. It is as though our founding fathers could foresee America would someday fly. Notice on this side of the Great Seal of the United States, the triangle above the unfinished pyramid, it's airborne, and above that is space. The more familiar side of the Great Seal symbolizes flight, war, and peace. And the eagle became our national symbol. Ben Franklin wanted the turkey to be our symbol, but the qualities of the eagle won out. Today, another eagle is flying over America, the F-15 Eagle. There's no doubting its qualities. It's a beautiful piece of machinery, and it says something about this country's ingenuity, industry, and power. America's been flying a true course for 200 years now, and we all hope she'll be flying much longer than that, thanks to the engineering and early American know-how that went into her design. Not just the civil engineering that built the great cities, nor the mechanical engineering that built this eagle, but the kind of engineering that developed the blueprints of democracy, the design that would result in eventual freedom and dignity of all mankind. But although the design carried us through to today, it had some shortcomings. Shays' rebellion showed the first flaws in the original concept, so it was back to the drawing boards. Some of the kids who had grown up before 1787 met at Independence Hall as delegates to the Constitutional Convention. They drew up improvements on the original design. It wasn't easy.
Gentlemen, we will please come to order. I do not conceive we can exist long as a nation without having lodged somewhere a power which will pervade the whole nation.
It is impossible to govern through 13 states.
I propose a government consisting of legislative, executive, and judicial.
I suggest that a proper proportion of Congress be allowed to overrule the executive.
I move that the executive be a single person.
I object to a single executive.
I propose that a chaplain be invited to open the convention every morning with prayers.
The convention has no money to pay a chaplain.
I have lived, sir, a long time, and the longer I live, the more convincing proofs I see of this truth, that God governs the affairs of men.
for God and country and the God within called honor. There can be no true liberty without honor. Nor can freedom exist merely for some in a non-free world without constant vigilance and preparedness, that we may be free to fulfill a destiny that might someday reach to the stars. But we didn't know then that we were on our way to the stars. If we figured it all, we figured that we would push westward until one day we would reach the Pacific. How could we guess we would add Alaska and Hawaii as states when there wasn't even a California, Oregon, or Washington, or that there would be 50 states in that union? No, it wasn't easy, but that's what this celebration is all about. Freedom and a built-in design to guarantee that in the future, these kids will grow up a free people. That's the gift of America. Free tomorrows to fulfill their greatest dreams, whatever they are. America and her children, they go together. America is the place where both the child and his free spirit can grow without restraint. Each must guarantee that for the other. The country, the freedom for growth, and the child, with growth, the freedom of the country. So let's give thanks to our founding fathers and those who have fought to guarantee that freedom. And let's celebrate. It's the 4th of July and our 200th birthday party.
Mr. Secretary, is the declaration ready to be signed?
It is.
Very well. Call the roll.
New Hampshire, Dr. Josiah Bartlett. Massachusetts, Mr. John Adams. Rhode Island, Mr. Stephen Hopkins. Connecticut, Mr. Roger Sherman. New York, Mr. Lewis Morris. New Jersey, the Reverend Jonathan Witherspoon. Pennsylvania, Dr. Benjamin Franklin. Delaware, Mr. Caesar Rodney. Maryland, Mr. Samuel Chase.